What's happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. The saga of the Fulton County District Attorney Fanny Willis seems to never die out, you guys. Most recently getting caught up in that whole money laundering and stealing taxpayer money, laundering it off to her boyfriend's law firm, Mr. Nathan Wade, in order to, take lavish trips and vacations, making this man get a whole divorce, leave his wife and kids in order, to hire him on and launder this money, guys. Excited to check out what's going on here. She's got a day in court where she is just getting dragged around, guys. She is taking blow after blow. And rightfully so. Fanny Willis, you can't sit here and, go rogue on your job, your duties, and then expect to, get placated in court, guys. You're going to be held accountable, especially with the way she's been, abusing the Department of Justice system against Trump in these Trump cases and all of her, her whole RICO case, a big sham case in order, to tie up Trump's efforts. Excited to check out what's going on here and why Fanny Willis may be done once again. We're going to get straight into the clip and I'll give my thoughts on the back end, guys. So definitely stick around to the end so you guys get my thoughts on the back end. But let's get straight into it, you guys. Before we do that, though, make sure you guys smash that like button and also hit that subscribe button, guys. We're on the road to the truth. Hop aboard for the journey. Let's get into it, y'all.
Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, where our expertise is BTFOing fake news leftist narratives. So obviously it was never going to be that easy, right? Democrats pretended as if this thing was done, sealed, finished, delivered. Donald Trump is done. To inevitably be found guilty, locked behind bars, good game, game over. The orange man has been defeated, and hopefully from their perspective, deleted from the ballot in order to preserve democracy. It sounds lovely, it was a great leftist pipe dream, but it was never going to be that easy. There's checks and balances everywhere, and you can attempt to weaponize the legal system to interfere in the next election, to imprison your political opponent, as crazy as it seems that those words are coming out of my mouth when speaking about American politics. But anyways, the point stands, there's checks and balances and division of power specifically put in place to stop this kind of, let's call it, judicial abuse. And well, it seems as though the Democrats are getting a serious dose of reality these days, as their efforts to stop Donald Trump pretty much continue to fail across the board. And that's the topic of this video. I got maybe 5 to 7 headlines that we got to get through. We're talking about Fanny Willis, we're talking about Jack Smith, we got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, friends, so mostly these headlines, they speak for themselves. Breaking, judge in Georgia Trump case sets a hearing on Fanny Willis's alleged hiring of romantic partner. The judge overseeing Donald Trump's 2020 election trial has scheduled a hearing for February 15th to hear evidence regarding allegations that Fulton County District Attorney Fanny Willis hired her romantic partner to prosecute the former president. The alleged impropriety was brought to light in a court filing by Trump co-defendant Michael Roman, who argued that if true, Willis's conduct could potentially warrant a dismissal of the charges against him and disqualification of the entire DA's office from future prosecution of the case. According to the Washington Post, because Georgia allows cameras in the courtroom under Superior Court Judge Scott McAfee's order, Willis will have to respond to the accusations live on television. He also wrote that she must respond in writing by February 2nd. Roman's lawyers, Ashley Merchant, claimed in the filing that Willis and the prosecutor in question, Nathan Wade, have been engaged in an improper, clandestine, personal relationship during the pendency of this case, which has resulted in the special prosecutor and, in turn, the district attorney profiting significantly from the prosecution at the expense of the taxpayers. Wade has been paid close to $654,000 for his services since January 2022, compensation that as DA Willis authorized. It was alleged that he then used that money to purchase trips for him and Willis to Napa Valley, Florida, and the Caribbean. However, no concrete evidence was provided to substantiate those claims. And so it seems like everything's going to come to light. If those claims are in fact substantive, that they took trips together and that Nathan Wade paid for the trips, Fanny Willis is in serious big trouble. And like I mentioned in the previous video, it shouldn't be too hard to find. If they did in fact travel together, supposedly even cruising in the Caribbean, there should be plenty plenty of evidence that comes out to light here as the process moves on. The judge in the case has made the decision that they will in fact have a hearing regarding this case. And so if it happened, we're going to see it because a hearing is happening now on February 15th, where Fanny Willis is going to be in the spotlight live on air answering all these questions, and it's easy to go in a very familiar, let's call it Democrat environment. As we saw Fanny Willis, I think last Sunday, it's very easy to go in a place like that and to make your case to pretend as if, oh, woe is me, I'm being persecuted because of the color of my skin, playing the race card. It's very easy to do that there, but in a court of law, yeah, that's not exactly going to work now, is it? Fanny Willis could potentially be in some big trouble here. And her defensive arguments so far, well, they just haven't been cutting it. Now she's blaming Nathan Wade's ex-wife. Fanny fights back. District Attorney Willis attacks ex-wife of supposed lover Nathan Wade after stealing her man. Fanny now accuses former wife of, quote, interfering with her DOJ-backed Trump case. The AP reported that Fulton County District Attorney Fanny Willis is accusing the estranged wife of a special prosecutor that she hired of trying to obstruct her criminal election interference case against former President Donald Trump and others by seeking to question her in the couple's divorce proceedings. The filing says that the subpoena is being sought in an attempt to harass and damage Willis's professional reputation and accuses Jocelyn Wade of having conspired with interested parties in the criminal election interference case to use the civil discovery process to annoy, embarrass, and oppress the district attorney. Yeah, so you heard that. They actually used the term oppress. Supposedly, the ex-wife of Nathan Wade is a Republican agent conspiring with the Trump team to oppress Fanny Willis. Oh, so oppressed, taking $700,000 from taxpayers to pay some random goon who happens to be your lover boy so you can go and get Trump, the whole Letitia James shtick, only to then essentially by proxy enrich yourself and go on beautiful luxury romantic trips together as you potentially, allegedly swindle the taxpayers. Woe is me, you're such a victim, you're so oppressed, as district attorney in Fulton County. Absolutely ridiculous. Now, I know, they're using oppress in a more legal context, but still I find it so incredibly funny. The whole victim card here, it's completely ridiculous. All I have to say is some people are saying something, other people are saying another thing. At the end of the day, I think the truth will come out here, and I'll say that with or without Brian Kemp, as Georgia Governor Brian Kemp now dismisses Marjorie Taylor Greene's call for an investigation into DA Willis. He's refusing to launch an investigation, but the investigation will happen no matter what. People can clearly see the conflict of interest here and the potential misappropriation and I'd even argue embezzlement of funds. It seems even Democrats are raising ethical concerns. An Obama appointee says that Fanny Willis should get off the Trump case immediately. You think? U.S. Attorney Michael Moore told CNN on Sunday that the accusations of Willis's improper clandestine personal relationship with a member of her legal team who is married is compromising the case against Trump. Compromising the case, for Pete's sakes, because of this supposed impropriety. The case should be dismissed immediately. But anyways, TLDR, Fanny Willis continues to face some issues. And like I said in the intro, she's not the only one. Jack Smith is also having some troubles. As we read here, breaking Judge Tanya Chutkan orders Jack Smith to stop filing substantive pretrial motions during Trump J6 case. Pause. Chutkan wrote in her 6-page order, the parties shall not file any substantive pretrial motions without first seeking leave of court. Now, of course, a whole bunch of legalese. It's hard to tell if my understanding is correct here, but what I seem to understand is that Jack Smith is essentially trying to continue the trial, even though there's a pause and the judge keeps telling him, hey, Jack, how about you not do that as the case is paused and all? And so it seems as though Jack Smith is panicking that he might not be able to try Trump by his very specifically picked March 4th trial date. They are panicking, and I know they're panicking because now Merrick Garland is taking to the media, promoting this idea that they're pushing the message that there should be a speedy trial of Trump as the 2024 election looms.
The department has policies about steering clear of elections. Is there a date in your mind where it might be too late to bring these trials to fruition? Again, to stay out of the way of the elections as the department policies.
Well, I just say, what I said, which is that the cases were brought last year. The prosecutor has urged speedy trials, with which I agree. And this is now in the hands of the judicial system, not in our hands.
U.S. Attorney Merrick Garland, supposed neutral arbiter of the law, the top cop in the nation, is attempting to make the point that Donald Trump must be tried before the election. because he's just such a neutral guy. You know, the guy who didn't make it to the Supreme Court because Donald Trump won the 2016 election. That guy, definitely no conflict of interest or grudge there. That guy is now bouncing around the media promoting Jack Smith's ridiculous case. It's absolutely pathetic. And the last article of the day, more problems for Jack Smith as a federal appeals court rips Jack Smith's tactics in Trump Twitter case. In an opinion striking down an appeal to the full D.C. Circuit, U.S. District Judge Naomi Rao, joined by 3 other judges, noted that besides a First Amendment question, Smith's request for Trump's Twitter records also contained consequential and novel questions about executive privilege and the balance of power between the president, Congress, and the courts. Seeking access to former President Donald Trump's Twitter/X account, Special Counsel Jack Smith directed a search warrant at Twitter and obtained a non-disclosure order that prevented Twitter from informing President Trump about the search. The special counsel's approach obscured and bypassed any assertion of executive privilege and dodged the careful balance Congress struck in the Presidential Records Act. The district court and this court permitted this arrangement without any consideration of the consequential executive privilege issues raised by unprecedented search. She said, adding, "We should not have endorsed this gambit." And so we got a ton of legal issues. It brings me back to the initial point that I made in the video. It's not going to be as simple as Democrats think it is. You can't just legally bombard a former president. There's a whole lot of checks and balances, executive privilege, executive authority, presidential immunity. There's so many complex factors here that it's going to be a back and forth of appeals, the Supreme Court stepping in to make key decisions, which will cause the cases to be paused, which inevitably will most likely push the trial date further and further. And so the Democrats continue to run into all kinds of problems as their stacking witch hunt efforts continue to hit speed bump after speed bump. All I have to say is thank the founding fathers for drafting such incredible founding documents and creating such an impenetrable system. If it wasn't the American system, it would be a real banana republic already, rather than this slow march towards a banana republic. I hope they fail.
Yo, there we have it, guys. Coming from our friend Liberal Hive Mind. Definitely going to be sure to leave that original video link down in the description box below for those of you who want to go over there and check that out. Also, for you guys to go over there and show our friend Liberal Hive Mind some love. Sounds like just about everything Fanny Willis related is hitting the fan, you guys. Whether that be her Trump case or her career, guys, her whole livelihood is at stake now because of the way she has been improperly, misusing taxpayer funds, to pay off her boyfriend Nathan Wade's law firm. I'm glad to see someone's going to take up and take her to court. Now she's trying to point the finger and say that this is all because of the ex-wife. We had just seen her, last week before last, in that church trying to, blame the race card, play the race card and say that Trump and his legal team are only saying this because she is black. That's the only reason why they're coming after her. I'm like, you've been coming after Trump, literally persecuting this man just because of your political bias. So much political interest in the case. Now you want to cower and run and say you're the victim because now you're being investigated for something you actually did, at least. Playing that card is just a low blow. I'm glad to see, she's going to have to take that in front of a judge. Can't wait till February 15th, guys. We'll get Fanny Willis in front of a judge. And not to mention, this will be live, guys. Might end up streaming that. I don't know what's going on February 5th. I know that's the day after Valentine's Day. Don't have to worry about me being tied up or anything, but I think we might be able to live stream that. I would definitely love to get on here and be able to watch at least a little piece of Fanny Willis in court, stammering and stumbling around, trying to figure out why she, is mixing business with pleasure, basically embezzling taxpayer funds. I can't wait till the part comes up where she has to explain why Nathan Wade is, working 24 hours, whereas, other law firms have been limited to, 12 hours and 8-hour days, 9-hour days. It just doesn't make sense. This is all coming crashing down. District Attorney Fanny Willis. Will be very interesting to see what happens on February 15th, guys. Definitely hop in the comment section and let me know your thoughts. Fanny Willis getting caught up. Now she's the one tied up in court. Now having a court date on February 15th to see what's going on. We need to hear this whole story, why she is mixing Mr. Wade in with her Trump case. He's never prosecuted anyone for jaywalking, guys. Never even a traffic ticket. Now he's on a Trump case. The large scale you could ever jump from. I don't know what's going on. If that's not, political interest or personal interest, I don't know what is. Definitely up in the comment section and let me know your thoughts, you guys. Also, make sure you guys smash that like button, guys. It does not cost a thing. Hit that like button for your boy. Also, hit that subscribe button, guys. We're on the road to the truth. Hop aboard for the journey. I'll catch you guys on the next one.